Here's the problem. I see that we've got a new comment, but that's the most poisonous spider in the world, and it's spider web. If I can get it without getting, that was easier than I thought actually. All right, I am very happy to see this comment. I made a video yesterday called "Finally Tempted to Buzz Off My Hair Due to Hair Loss," and Eddie Santiago II had this to say. And this is an excerpt of what he said. Quote, "I think that we are so anti-comb-over that as soon as we see a thin spot, we go to shave it or face criticism mode," end quote. So this is brilliant, and I think we really need to focus on this for a moment, just to really capture this. Here's what I'm seeing as the real fundamental issue to what he said. And let me say it one more time. What Eddie said was, "I think that we are so anti-comb-over that as soon as we see a thin spot, we go to shave it or face criticism." So the real issue that I see, the fundamental psychological issue is, a lot of us grew up seeing men in their 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s losing their hair and doing the comb over. Like that became the thing. I even remember when Rudy Giuliani or whatever shaved off his comb over, and they even did a thing about it on Saturday Night Live. And I think even that was kind of this transition to going from where a comb over was normal to where just shaving your head or buzzing it off became the norm. As that happened about a decade ago. I remember that. I remember Jimmy Fallon doing a little segment on that. And so here you have this generation of people, younger people like us, let's say the millennials, because depending on who you ask, the millennials start at people born in 1981 like I was. So my age and younger, especially, we want to disassociate ourselves completely from the comb-over mentality. If it all seems like we're trying to hide our hair loss with our hair, and especially in the fact that it's covering up a receding hairline or maybe some thinning spots, if it all seems that way to us, then we think, oh no, I can't be like the generation before me who just did the comb-over. I refuse to identify with that. I'm so much against that anything that resembles it all, I'm going to just basically... It's like we have a witch hunt to out others, or even to give ourselves a hard time if we show the first signs of hair loss. It's our reaction to us growing up seeing balding men with comb-overs, where shaving it was less normal or it was seen as less professional. I've made a video about that before, that how women who are older, when they see a guy with a shaved head, they don't perceive it the same way as someone my wife's age would see it. It's seen as a different culture. And what we're running into, and I've never acknowledged this before, really thought about it before, but this is an interesting time. Not only that we have these YouTube videos where we can learn and talk about hair loss from a psychological and cultural point of view, but we're leaving that other culture. We want nothing to do with comb-overs, and I really do believe, it's very obvious, it really is a witch hunt. It's a witch. Are you familiar with what I mean by that when I say witch hunt? We're out there to try to out anybody we can possibly find that we think is possibly trying to hide their hair loss. We don't like that. And I think that's why and I don't know if you do like I try to read every comment that I get. Not that it emotionally affects me at all to read them, but to kind of get a good gauge on where my audience is and know my audience better. And so I know, as I said, I think yesterday, some of the most vocal people in the comment sections are the ones who are eager for me to do something about my hair loss. Whether it's Propecia, whether it's Rogaine, whether it's buzzing my head, or whether it's getting a hair transplant. Those people are very vocal and very opinionated about that. And I think they're the epitome of these people on a witch hunt. I'm an easy target because I make 3 videos a day about hair loss, and while my hair is not awful, they don't like the fact that I don't have a Norwood 1 or even 2. I've got a Norwood 3. That bothers them because it fundamentally goes against what they believe, as far as if you show any signs of hair loss, you better do something about it immediately, or automatically you're some kind of hypocrite. You become a hypocrite simply by having hair loss. Any man who would talk about hair loss yet not do something about it is ultimately a hypocrite. And I think it simply goes back to the mentality that we're on a witch hunt to out any person who is showing signs of hair loss at all. And we have to out them and make a big deal about it to let them know, because we ourselves do not want to be like that person. We ourselves do not want to have this comb over. We grew up seeing that and we just loathe the thought of that. I think psychologically that's what's going on. We are so anti-comb over, and some people it bothers so much that they want me to do something about it, even though I'm not going to. So thanks, Henry. That's very enlightening, and I very much appreciate that.